Alright. 3, 2, 1. Hey, what the fuck's up, YouTube? How's it going? I'm EisenPlays here with Prodigy and Spirit Wolf. Shut the fuck up, Prodigy. Introduce yourselves, and let's get into this.
Hey, yo, guys, I'm that Prodigy. I'll be here with Eisen like every week, just bring you guys some funny shit, bring you the real and true facts. I mean, there's a fact of the matter is people out there that do shit like this, they don't tend to give you the real stuff, and we are going to tell you everything that you want to know. So just make sure to drop a comment, because we're happy to research and talk about the things that you are interested in. So just leave a like, drop a comment. If you want to subscribe, I don't give a fuck. It's not my channel. Just go ahead.
Oh wow!
And so just go ahead and leave a comment on what you want us to talk about. So yeah.
All right, Spirit Wolf, do you want to introduce yourself? That'll be a no.
I guess not.
Okay. Alright, so Spirit Wolf is our special guest this week. He's kind of shy, so if he doesn't talk up too much, let him go. We don't expect him to. He just kind of was sitting in the party and we were like, yeah, sure, join us. We don't want you to go. But guys, this is a podcast, so don't forget, as Prodigy said, drop us comments below. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it. So, and this week we're talking about zombies, Call of Duty zombies more specifically. We're going to be talking about how zombies is now, how it was before, and where it's leading to, and what could be possibly next. So,
yes.
You want to pick it up, Prodigy?
Actually, yeah. The characters really have changed. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you can put, if you go back and you look at Call of the Dead, there was a whole, different, zombies character, and zombies acted different. You come to Black Ops 2 now, and you look at, you look at Mob of the Dead. The zombies had a different way, because there's a different storyline. And, I mean, these little, kick-out maps, as I like to call them, have their own special, per se around them. And I believe that, in the future, there's going to be a connection with why there's these little side marks of zombies. I know it's not just to just get off the boring track. There's something behind it, and Treyarch doesn't want to let us know.
I agree with you, dude. That's perfectly understandable. I personally think that when you have zombies maps like those, it's primarily to get you thinking about how they could be linked together, as you just said, but it's kind of confusing at the same time why they would need to incorporate those people. Like, for example, was it Al Capone was in there? No, Al Capone, I forgot the guy's names already. But
yeah,
you understand, the big mobsters, basically.
Yeah, there's the bootlegger, Billy Handsome and all them. And if you look at it, they actually did time. They did time for the crimes that they had done in Alcatraz. So you really got to look at, just look at the facts of what, what's being laid in front of you. But, let's talk about the main character, the main protagonist. Guys, everybody loves this guy. I mean, I don't care if you don't like zombies or not. Everybody heard of him. If you haven't, then, get the fuck underneath your rock, okay? Just, okay, Dr. Edward Richtofen, okay? He is the Major General Dr. Edward Richtofen. He studied at Heidelberg University, where Ludwig Maxis tried to be the father figure to him. So, just with that being said, being a father figure, okay, he respected Maxis. But if you look at the time being, if you look at the end of Origins, it was kind of a big middle finger, because I believe Treyarch is trying to end it. I mean, not just that, because Origins, if you've completed the Easter egg and you threw the Maxis drone up into the portal to Agartha, you've seen what happened there. Richtofen was a young child playing along with Samantha, but if you go back to, I think Black Ops 2, they didn't know what to do with it, because if you go to Black Ops 1, sorry, Maxis and Richtofen are working side by side. Same thing in World at War. So I mean, if you think about it, though, in Black Ops 2 at Origins, when they threw it up there and you've seen, through the Maxis drone, and you actually seen the cartoon of, Maxis telling them to come down, the fact of Maxis trying to be a father figure to him, maybe he was letting him live there and be friends with Samantha and was taking care of him like his son.
Well,
maybe it wasn't the fact that Richtofen, it could have just been their child's game that made them think that way, because maybe, in a sense, Richtofen looked up to Maxis to want to be his partner one day.
See, that is true. Maxis did respect, Edward did respect Maxis, and Maxis respected Edward. The only thing was, Maxis had an actual morale to him. Maxis thought, okay, we can't let this weapon fall into the wrong hands. Richtofen, on the other hand, was very crazy, and that has been shown throughout the series, and it's not hard to believe. For example, if you've seen like Tank 1 and Tank 2, and if you guys aren't familiar with what Tank 1 and Tank 2 are, Tank 2 was the...
Dempsey.
Yeah, Tank Dempsey is... Tank Dempsey 2 is the one that came up first in the original Black Ops 1 storyline. Tank Dempsey 1 was the one that was present in Origins, because Origins took place during World War 1, World War 2, didn't it?
Which is, yeah, and this, actually, Origins was... when they say, if you pay attention to the words that Dempsey and all them say during, Black Ops 1 in some part of World at War, they say, I've seen this all before. And if you take them through different maps and through different parts of the map, they say, I've seen this before. Because it's the fact that they're, Richtofen had somehow mind erased them.
Well,
and now they're just, now they're, some of it's coming back, and it left them, it leaves them to a point to where they're at a cliffhanger. He's mortally changed them, I think.
Well, this is my opinion on what's happened. This is like, obviously, Call of Duty Zombies storyline is not complete, nowhere near. It's all down to speculation. So guys, don't say we're wrong or anything. This is our speculation and our opinions. But what happens is, in the first Black Ops 1, those are not the same people as in Origins in Black Ops 2. The people in Black Ops 1 were had their minds erased and replaced. Because if you can see, for example, Takeo in Black Ops 2 looks like a badass compared to the Takeo in Black Ops 1. Same with all the characters. All the characters look completely different. That's because they're not the same people. If that makes sense. But in Black Ops 2, in the Origin storyline, sorry to interrupt, but the story is looped, because that's how it works in Black Ops 2. They as you said, like they keep on repeating, I've seen this all before. It's because it's an infinite loop. Samantha, at the ending cutscene when they're playing with the toys, she said that she would forever help them and keep them safe, wouldn't she? She'd always be looking after them, and she was looking after them in the form of their toys. So that's how I think that the story connects together.
Oh, okay, I see it now. So I get what you're saying. In Origins, if you play as Richtofen, he, whenever you get a max ammo or you get a kaboom, you hear Richtofen say, "Did you do this, Samantha?"
Exactly.
So in a sense, Richtofen knows what's going on, but he's not telling them.
Well, Richtofen is kind of confused at the same time. Obviously, he hasn't got his full memory, but he has an idea of what's going on. For example, like the way he has Max's brain just sitting there.
Right, but now look at it this way, though. And I think this is why you never hear Maxis in Black Ops 1 at all, because you only hear him through audio files, is because Richtofen's already taken his head out. He's already taken off his brain. When you're playing in Black Ops 1, Maxis is already dead.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is you find out the start of Zombies, but, if you really look at it from Origins, so if you start at Origins, then you go over to Kino, then the next Black Ops has to be a map in between that. It should be in between there, because what happened that put them in Kino?
What happened when they put in Kino? I think I know the answer to that. I need to try and remember, though, because I've got notes written up, so I'm just going to look at those real quick, sorry. But the thing with Kino was, it was an abandoned mine thing, an abandoned search... it's an abandoned theater, which was turned into a research center. What happened, Richtofen found out what was going on with the Element 115, because he was denied the right to make copies of the Wonder Waffle and also the Thunder Gun, because they only made one each, because they didn't have nearly enough Element 115 to produce the product. So what they did instead was they were reanimating the dead, and they were carrying out tests. Even got to the point at one point. This is in like the files. If you go through the files, it said they managed to train a zombie to complete simple commands, but one day that zombie went berserk, right? And they had to shoot it, and there was a massive outbreak, and everyone had to evacuate. That's why Kino became Kino. And that's how Kino's connected that, because Edward So Richthofen found out, and he went there, and he took the other three with him. So that's how Kino works.
And so, I mean, why were they put there, though? I mean, if you look at what Richthofen has done, and you look at the way things have just been infected, and just the point and fact of the matter is, you know, so, I mean, let's get into a little bit more about Samantha. She is the most controversial character probably in the franchise at this time. Samantha, you know, she was a smart young girl, but yet, you know, she was trapped in this pyramid on Moon, and as Moon's going on, that's when transits and, you know, all these other maps are happening.
Well,
and but if you play Nuketown Zombies, if you play that and you look at it, it really, if you think about it though, I mean, how can the future? So it's happening in time. So there had to have been some type of time travel. Because
no.
If you play Transit,
see, now this is what happened. In Nuketown, what happened is the events during Moon when they sent down the missiles. That's what caused the zombie outbreak this time. Okay, in Transit, that's what it was caused by. Nuketown was an intermediate map. That's why it came out as a DLC at the beginning for certain people if they could connect it together. If you watch carefully at the zombies, I believe up until round 10, the zombies' eyes are orange. And then around 10 they turn blue. That's because that is the time span in which the rockets are launched, and that's why it's called Nuketown, because the rockets have been launched. So Edward Richthofen ends up taking the place of Samantha during this time. And there's no time travel really involved, because you can hear the bus at round 5 on Nuketown. You can hear the bus going past. Exactly, you can hear it going past, and I think
coming to pick up.
Yeah.
And a lot of the controversial part is people say if you make it up to a high enough round and then you die, if you look near if you like knife the bomb shelter, you hear, you know, Marlton. But I haven't actually seen it myself, but some people have reported that they got to like round 50 or 70, and when they died and stuff, they could actually see Marlton running out in like the open field near Area 51. Now let's not forget though, Nuketown takes place near Area 51.
Yeah, that is true, because the nuclear bunker, obviously, yeah. But bear in mind, guys, sorry, just to interrupt again, just remember, guys, I'm going to keep repeating this throughout the podcast. Remember, this is just opinions, okay? So do not write in the comments like, this is what happened, really, because this is just opinionated work. Continue, Prodigy.
All right. Well, let's start talking about, the wonder weapons from World at War all the way up until, now, if you want to get technical with the wonder weapons, then we would have to start at Origins to start. The staffs. The staffs are amazing. I mean, I'm in love with all staffs. I just, I'm a big fan of the staffs, and the fire staff being my favorite. There's the I don't mean to stutter here, but the little tests and the little puzzles you got to do to make them ultimate, beautiful. I think it's very genius. And so yeah, and then if we continue to go in order, World at War, let's just head over into the Wonder Waffle. The Wonder Waffle DG2.
Oh, that was a really good weapon. The only issue with it though was it would kill your jug if you got hit by it. That's the only issue I have with that.
Yeah, it would kill you. Period. If you got hit by it.
Yeah.
If you were staying there long enough. The magazine size, had 3 charges, 6 if you had it pack-a-punched, if you took care of it. With the maximum kills per shot was 10, but you had 24 if you were lucky when you were pack-a-punched. But that was at World at War only. In order to get it though, you'd have to get it out of the mystery box. But through a lightning bolt, I believe. Listen, it's been forever since I played. There was something called the lightning bolt. If you guys can leave in the comments what that was, I'll gladly do a follow-up video with Eisen on that. Something called the lightning bolts. I'll get more into that in a little bit, and I'll try to get that. But the rate of fire was 60 RPM, and the range was 300 to 600 meters. So yeah, let's get into the lightning bolt actually, because I'm here. The lightning bolt is known. It's known the drill. So you would have to go to Station 1, fix the article, and there's an article of the station that needs to be cleaned up to confirm higher standard of article quality, and then that's how you would get it, and then you get the achievement called Lightning of Power. That was how you do that.
Okay. I didn't know that,
yeah.
sadly.
You want to add on to that?
I didn't know that, sadly. So, yeah. But, you know, the weapons were good. Like, the thing about World at War was, it was a very new stepping stone for Call of Duty in their franchise, and they did it well. They handled it well. The only issue was, if they were able to connect Shinonuma to the storyline, it would have been amazing, because that Shinonuma was obviously just a small outbreak. And,
right.
Yeah. Well, if that was connected, that would have been amazing, because that map was so good. You could make it up to, like, round 2,000 on that, literally. If you were on that grind, there was a glitch on there. It's quite a fun map.
It was actually fun. I enjoyed playing it myself. I mean, if I ever decide to go get Black Ops 1 again, I will re-download my map packs with Moon and all that in. By far, my favorite map in history has got to be Shangri-La. I loved Shangri-La. You know, just the colors. You know, it's very vibrant. You know, Shangri-La. But let's get into the staffs, like I was saying. We'll start off with the lightning staff. You know, lightning staff. You know, it does 1,000 damage. You know, all that. It was buildable. Okay, the reason why everybody loves Origins so much is that the wonder weapons are buildable, and each character can have one. But I noticed a slight glitch. Have you ever noticed a glitch, like if you like switch two ultimate staffs, one can actually get glitched out?
No, I haven't seen that ever, because I've never played Origins that much.
I actually glitched out the, I think it was the ice staff, because I took it from my friend to finish, and it made alternate, and I had to switch to it because my staff was empty, and I put it down, and I went back, and I put it back in the crazy place, and went back and picked up my staff, and when my friend went to go get his staff, it was gone, and he was pissed at me, and his staff was just gone. He didn't have a staff. I kind of felt bad, but, you know, anyway.
Well, yeah, you know, that's what happens sometimes. But that's sad, though, because the Call of Duty franchise has been up for, what, 10 years now, maybe, possibly? Around that amount of time, and they are still having issues with that. For example, the other day, on the Gfinity thing, Optic had the issue with the planting the bomb on the S&D map. Like, I still don't understand how these glitches are still around, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely, like, they should, like, if they, you know, because they know what map, you know, they're going to be playing on, so they should definitely at least comb through that. I mean, I feel bad for Optic on that point. But, you know, within that, you know, Optics had their chances at winning a lot. I mean, you know, but we'll get into that we'll get into that topic some other time.
Yeah. But, oh well.
So, yeah. Is there any sidetracks you want to get onto about zombies here?
Oh, yeah, I was actually going to talk about, like, what future zombies could be like.
Oh, yes. Future zombies. I mean, really, if you're looking, you know, based off of where they've gone, you know, to this day, Treyarch, you know, they've got to be in some serious zombies development, because they've put themselves, I mean, Transit was a remarkable map to where you had to, you know, they incorporated Noctur and Toten, and, you know, through the cornfield, and these little not denizens, the Avogadros, like the Lightning Man, but, you know, they really put, you know, they put effort into it, and just to know that they have an extra year to perfect zombies, to perfect the default zombies maps, I cannot wait. I honestly, you know, it's really got me I'm mind fucked right now.
Yeah, I know, but oh god, speaking of Transit on that, what I hope that they will do is, I hope that they'll open up the other bus route.
Yeah, if they do decide to bring back Transit on like a DLC or something, they should definitely open a bus route, because there is enough evidence to show that there is a nighttime bus route. And I would really like to see, I mean, if you ride the bus through Transit, and just before you get to Diner, if you look, there is an expressway. They should definitely open that up. And but you know what, though? I think if you really looked at it, I think that expressway would actually loop around to the back of Noctur and Toten.
Well, even if it didn't loop around to the back of Noctur and Toten, it would have still been interesting, because you would have been able to see behind what Noctur and Toten was like. Do you remember, like, when you were looking outside the map?
Right.
And you'd be able to explore that and go through all the obstacles.
Nocturne Totem looks a little bit out of place, though. I mean, if you play on World at War, and I do this on PC like every other day for World at War, and then I come and I look, I look at it here on Black Ops 2, it doesn't exactly look the same, and it, I imagine if you wouldn't, because maybe it got grown in, because when places have been abandoned, they've grown in a lot. The internal of the map looks beautiful, but the external, a cornfield. I don't know how you get a cornfield from like a forest. Well, but the question is, what was Nocturne Totem? What was that?
I think it was personally a bunker base, like in case of bombs coming in and stuff. I think that it was held down as a bunker base. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not gonna back that up. A
type of barracks, maybe.
Exactly, like where a army would hold out if something bad happened, or where somewhere they could go back to if something bad happened. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But there's another thing I've been hearing. Like, how in Black Ops 2 they had you could pack a punch weapons twice.
Yeah,
I've seen debates of people talking about not pack a punching, but having the ability to upgrade your perks. I'm kind of obligated to say that's not a good plan of action. Because I mean even in Origins, they threw in this random perk mystery thing, and I'm not questioning that, because you can get a you can get a 5,000 point perk for like 1,500, or how much that costs. I'm not exactly sure. Well, see, that's not the issue. But if you're upgrading your perks, imagine if you got Juggernaut, right? Juggernaut Caller. You bought that. It takes you 5 hits to get down. If you were able to upgrade that and get up to 7 hits, you would basically be invincible, because you'd be able to shoot that ray gun that you have that will backsplash you and kill the whole wave of zombies in front of your feet. Do you know what I mean? Like, same with Speed Cola. You have already got a fast reload time. I think it's cut by half. You can reload. What is it, like I think it's like 0.7 seconds after you get a Speed Cola. Exactly. Your guy moves like he's on crack. Jesus. But yeah, I really want to hear the audience's opinions on this, though. What do you guys think? Where do you think that they're gonna go with this? Just let us know, and in a couple of weeks we'll tally up the comments, and we'll definitely I'll make sure we do a part 2 on this if we get enough comments. We'll definitely see where they're going with this, but as far as that goes, they will. Future zombies, previous zombies, Treyarch's got a long way to go before they've satisfied anybody. I can see maybe 10 years. Well, yeah. Before zombies last. Look at fucking Pokemon. Well, yeah, exactly. Have you seen that Pokemon that's literally a pile of trash? Oh my god, but that's getting away from the point. See... Exactly. Oh my, I just had a really good idea about something in zombies. Imagine if in Grief, you know how if one team picked up a perk on the thing, like picked up some magic off the ground, only one team would get it. Maybe they could implement anti-perks. Oh, so like if one team got a max ammo, the other team lost all their ammo. No. For example, they drop other stuff that might be like a different color, like yellow instead of green, and it might be double sale. Maybe life mechanisms, like silly stuff like the enemies with the life mechanism, the weapons could turn into M1911s for like 30 seconds. Oh, okay. Like stuff that would grief them. So, for example, I think little things like that. So double sale, doubling the price of everything for them. So if they had to buy ammo, instead of being 1,500, it'd be 3,000. If they had to buy a gun, instead of stuff, that would be interesting to see in Grief, because Grief is a very... I thought that would really make it competitive, a little bit more competitive. I see what you're saying. Really, But what do you think they could do? Like, do you think that's a good idea, bad idea? Like, I honestly, I second that notion. One thing that really turned my stomach, though, is when Ghost came out. When Ghost came out, they had this thing called Extinction. Granted, Extinction's fun. I don't mind playing it. But the fact of the matter is that they tried to create their own thing, and, they know they're not there yet. They just tried to throw it in there. I think it was like a last-minute thing.
The only good Extinction map that came out was the last one in Nemesis, which was Exodus. I don't agree with Extinction at all. And I mean, listen, all the Extinction fans out there, you can hate me all you want. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid, it's pointless, and they make it, too completely hard. I mean, you got these giant alien things spitting acid at you, while you got these little dog things coming at you, while you got this little teleport thing coming at you, while you got this thing called the Rhino coming after you. I mean, just slow down, okay? Stop with the hate mail, stop with everything, just think about it for like 1 second. Does that exactly seem fair to the player?
Well, no, this is the thing. Extinction was made for, like... they made Extinction just to cover up the loss of zombies. They didn't want to lose the zombie community. But zombies belongs to Treyarch. Obviously, Treyarch is not going to give them... They're not going to give zombies. Exactly.
Zombies.
And that's the issue. They made it. They had to make Extinction... They had to make Extinction in 1 year. I think they did pretty damn well with what they had in the time.
With the time they had, yeah. I mean, if you're devoting, 100 hours a day, but Jesus.
Well, that's the thing. They had to do it a year. In 1 year, they had to make it because, they only got 1 year time to produce it. But one issue is they did try and copy zombies a bit. Like, the buildables and zombies, they had the schematics.
Yep.
But and also, some of the maps seemed dragged out a bit. For example,
right.
The Nemesis map, not the Nemesis map pack, the, what's
Devastation?
No, the third one that came out.
Invasion.
Yeah, Invasion. On the Invasion map pack, when you had the, you got the Griffin to fly around.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed a bit dragged out. I think that was there to, like, try and give extra time to the map. And just dragging it out a bit, because every time you got the Griffin, if a zombie shot it, an alien shot it down, you have to restart again next round. And
the fact of the matter is zombies... I mean, I can for one say this. I mean, I play Origins almost every day, and the map does get really big. If you really think about it, Origins becomes a huge map. It becomes huge. It becomes massive.
Well, they were trying to take on a new thing with that, weren't they? They were trying to be like, okay, we're going to try and make this kind of open world, but not as open world.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is like, if you really wanted to do the Easter egg, you had a certain amount of time to do everything.
I still have to complete that Easter egg.
I know. I mean, I'm looking for really good people to do it with me.
But yeah, no.
Yeah.
They could try and incorporate Extinction into zombies, but I'm not exactly sure how they'd go about doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe like every 5 rounds, like a wave of like little Extinction dogs come out instead of instead of hellhounds.
No Fluffy. I like Fluffy. My Fluffy. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I want my doggy back. Here, doggy.
But yeah, no. Zombies has still got a long way to go because there's no way they're going to end the storyline just now. They are obviously still improving.
No, dude, if they cut off the storyline, you know how much hate mail Treyarch would get? They'd be like, don't even produce your next game. Don't even come out with it. Fuck you.
Dude, listen to that.
That's what would happen.
This is what they got for increasing the time on the snipers in Black Ops 2. They increased the time on the snipers to reload and everything, and people threatened Vonderhaar to kill him. People were like, okay, listen, you better turn this back now, because it was such a big thing back then. Back then, doing quick scoping,
thanks to FaZe, you fucking douchebag.
We love.
I think they were the ones that really. I think they were the ones that really put that out there. Though, like, I think they were the ones that started with quick scoping.
Yeah, no, FaZe was the one that started with quick scoping, but since it got so big on YouTube, they're like, oh my god, you're a quick scoper. Can I join your clan? Can I be in your montage? It's you know what I mean. It's
right, little kids whose balls didn't even drop yet. Okay, they got little cherries down there thinking that they're really good. And I mean, me and Eisen took these little yahoos down. We're gonna knock their clan completely. I mean, a Vex. I mean, they think they're good, but me and Eisen, we knocked them down a notch. Like, listen, come back when your balls drop.
Again, we're moving off on a different topic, but. You understand
we're going off on a rambler.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But moving back to the topic, I forgot what I was talking about.
Something about they got a long way to go in aliens or some shit.
Yeah, no, they still have a long way to go. They can't cut off the storyline. They just need to work on what they have right now. What was I was gonna say something really important. I've forgotten now. I really have. I feel like a renard. Oh, that's it. That's it. They need to improve on the weapons, in my opinion. They really need to up the game with the weapons, because I know with Origins it was the pinnacle so far, and I want that. I don't ever want it to become a mountain. I want it to stay as a graph going up and up and up.
And if you look though, you know, after you pack a punch, let's say the STG, I mean, you were set until Kingdom Come, good sake. Dude, you can literally be around 75 with a pack-a-punch STG, and I know this from facts, and all you gotta do is shoot them in the head maybe 2-3 times, and their head's coming clean off.
Exactly.
You can train all you want, and honestly, I think that's bad on their part, because the zombies, they get extremely strong up until I think it's round 30. That's when the zombies stop getting strong, and they stay at a steady pace.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm wrong, I don't want nobody to correct me except Jimmy Zielinski, because he's the one that designed it.
All right. Well, while we're still on the topic of weapons, wonder weapons, have you ever used the Vril device, the Vril, the VR11? It was on Call of the Dead.
I'm not even sure.
Many people thought it was one of the.
I haven't played Call of the Dead.
All right. Well.
When it turned the zombies back to human.
Yes, that. Now, people thought that was a really poor weapon, but one thing people didn't do was they didn't research it. Like, you know, when everyone's like, "Oh, I don't know how to use it. I'm going to use Google to find out because Google's the best." This is true, but you never did that with the VR. You didn't do that with the VR11 because you thought, "Oh, it just turns people into humans. It gets George away from you. That's all it's good for." No, if you didn't know, if you use it very well. If you shoot the friend with it, like if you're playing in co-op mode and you have your friend, if you shoot your friend with the VR11 a couple of times, he gets insta-kill. For a set amount of time, he gets insta-kill, and you turn red, you start. It looks like you got zombie blood on, but you're able to kill everything. And then if he's just sitting in the back and your friend is like sitting at the front, like training the zombies around with insta-kill on, you know, you've got your game set for a while. There were so many things you could do with it. And many people...
And it says here, the range of the VR11, you know, gets 300 to 600 miles. So you can pop a zombie on the complete other side of the map, basically.
Exactly, and the damage it does is 15,000. And George on that map has a health... Yeah, he has a health of 200,000. If you were using the Vril, along with a scavenger pack-a-punched, you could take him out with about 10-15 hits. And people just didn't realize that.
And then, you know, I do remember reading on the update boards and stuff where they post to the COD forums, you know, they're complaining that he's too hard to kill, but really, Treyarch never leaves a stone unturned. No. They would not put his health that high unless they had, you know, weapons there that could do it. And that's one thing that makes Treyarch so attractive, is they have things hidden so well that people don't get mad about it because they know all they got to do is find it. And when it's found, it's uploaded to YouTube, it's put there, and it's put right in front of you. You know, they do so well on their Easter eggs. They make the game so interactive. It's not, you know, it's not just me sitting at a window protecting for, you know, until I die. You know, it's really me trying to go around and figure out what I'm doing. You know, people are saying, "Oh, the Maxis drone is pointless," but if you go to said parts around the map, you know, right at the church where the tank comes out, right behind Generator 5 where the box is, right, there's like a little hole when you come out of spawn and you head toward Generator 2, and then you go up to with the Maxis drone, up to the top excavation where Pack-a-Punch is, you get a free Pack-a-Punched MG08.
Yeah, you taught me that. I didn't know that. I learned that at one point and then I forgot, and then you retaught it to me. Thank you for that as well.
But I mean, yeah, there's so many things that you can do in these maps. There's secrets, and you know, each map. And I mean, you know, a lot of people didn't even know this though. When you have the ice staff, you can shoot these 3 chariots that are around excavation, and you get a free zombie blood each round. So if you're the only one left and you have the ice staff, hey, guess what? Go get a zombie blood dip song. You know?
Well, you know what I mean. Like, see what? Yeah, I understand. Sorry, I was about to say something. I was going to finish yours off first, and I understand that. That's a good point. But people don't like to learn this stuff because they want to play it themselves. For example, I watch people like Mr. Dalek JD, NGTZ.
Yep, love him.
Yeah, I watch
JD. He's the one that told me how to do the Easter egg.
Exactly. I watch all these people. I learn these things. But when the game first comes out, for the first week, I want to be playing on my own. So I don't go on YouTube that much. I upload my videos, check my comments, and that's all I do. But, you know, it's a good idea that they do it because obviously they're YouTubers. They want to get their views. It's a good move to make. But if we think about one thing in particular, and I've forgotten what my thing I was going to say is now. Thanks, brain. You like to fuck up.
You've forgotten it again?
Yep. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Project, take over the chat for a second.
Okay. Anyway, like he was saying, I mean, if you really pay attention to it, you know, zombies. It's come to a crossroad where they can either end it and be sad, or they can, you know, spend the next year or so that they have to develop the next chapter in the zombies' history. And will the next chapter be the last chapter? We don't know. Or will Origins be the final chapter? We don't know. No one knows. It's like, you know, it's like the Bible says for Doomsday. No man knows the day or hour, but trust me, hopefully it's not yet to come. Hopefully it's not yet to come, people. You know, I'm really looking forward to what we have, you know, coming up ahead for zombies. And honestly, that's what keeps me happy with the Call of Duty franchise, is that knowing that we have another chapter in zombies upcoming.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Exactly. Now moving on to the point I just remembered. What I think Black Ops 2 should really do is they really need to introduce some micro DLC in here for zombies.
You know what? I was thinking that. Like, I was thinking, you know, I think they're bringing back Call of the Dead. I think they're going to be bringing back Call of the Dead.
Why do you think that?
They should. Just because, look at Black Ops 1. They brought back, you know, the best maps, right? I think in one final fifth they were the first Call of Duty to, you know, have the Peacekeeper, you know, the DLC weapon. I think since they're so unprecedented that, you know, they should make one final map pack with you know, Kino, with Kino in it, with you know, Call of the Dead, and, you know, Shane Onuma. Just those three maps would really put their franchise and their shopping and all that back on top.
Well, I just think that they need to come out with a bit more micro DLC. That would be a great idea, though, what you've offered. That would be awesome. I'd love to see those maps come back. I have them on both World at War and obviously my Black Ops 1 game. And I love to go back and play them sometimes, but, you know, I'm not a solo player. It's just not me. I need people to play with, so I don't play as often as I used to. But if they did bring back micro DLC into the game, like, if, for example, if they brought back a new type of zombie, like, if you had the ability to bring screeches and stuff, you want to make the game harder, you'd be able to bring screeches and napalm zombies. You might be able to play them in other maps. For example, like, you might be able to bring those into Kino and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that would make the game go a lot further. Instead, what I've had to do is I've had to go play custom zombies on PC.
Right.
And obviously that's not as fun as it seems, because, you know, you have to use a controller and mouse. So, keyboard and mouse, but yeah. Anything to add to that, Prodigy?
Not to that topic, bud.
Alright then. Well, I've basically talked about the most of the stuff I wanted to. Have you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I think we can wrap it up.
Alright then. Alright guys, thanks for tuning into this podcast. I'm sorry if we bored you, but I'm glad if you enjoyed. If you stayed to this point, make sure you click that like and hit that favorite button. Go over to Prodigy's channel and Spirit Wolf's channel. I know Spirit Wolf didn't talk this video, but he's a little bit shy, like I said, so we're not too fussed about that. He's a great guy. He's going to have some YouTube videos coming out, as well as Prodigy on his own channel. I will link those in the description. Make sure you click and subscribe to them. And guys, I will catch you in the next one. Got anything to say, guys?
See you guys later. Spirit Wolf, you shy. You can go ahead and click.
All right, guys. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Spirit
Oh,
Wolf.
it's the pig.
Make some
All right, see you
noise.
guys later. Oh, whoop.
All right. See ya.
All right.
See you guys.